Welcome everybody to episode number 5 of the Real Estate Showdown, where wits and wisdom meet. So how this works is we are going to be looking at different questions and answering those and see who comes closest to the correct answer. See who's wisest in real estate today. Today we have with us Seamus Barron, who is, tell us who you are, Seamus.
Yeah, I am Seamus Barron. I am the principal managing broker of both the Lake Oswego and Suburban Southwest offices here with ReMax Equity Group. I call myself a recovering attorney, so I was in the practice of law before that, which brings its own skill set to the business and helps us figure out some of the ups and downs of real estate as it is.
Oh, fantastic. And I would love for you guys to follow and also guess along with us without cheating to see how close you get to the correct answer too. Give us your answers below. So let's get it started with the Real Estate Showdown. Oh, and if you like this type of content and want to hear the latest insights, tips, and tours to help you make the best real estate decisions, make sure you subscribe. So topic number 1 is guessing the year of construction. So what we have is a nice little home on Southwest Myrtle. In fact, I've shown quite a few homes on Southwest Myrtle lately, trying to look for that perfect home for a client. I'm going to guess all right. So what'd you come up with?
I said 1967.
Okay, I said 1928. So let's see who came closest.
Oh.
1883. All right. Okay. So that's not bad. Why did you say 67 compared to something a little bit older?
Well, you know, it's hard to tell with seeing only 3 or 4 pictures and also only one real picture of the interior. It's hard to really gauge. You know, part of the front of the house is also obscured by a tree, so hard to get the full picture from the limited information we have.
Okay, cool. I think I had a little bit of an advantage here only because I've been showing a lot of houses on Myrtle. Now, in the upper hills of Myrtle, there are a lot of them that have been remodeled a lot, but most of them have come in right around that same age. So I'm just thinking that whole development there is around, I guess, I didn't realize as old as 1883, but, you know, up in that initial area of the growth of Portland, downtown Portland itself, in the immediate Southwest Hills. So that's why I guessed right 1928. All right, house number 2. All right, looks like an older ranch style home. So I am going to guess just for that reason. It could be wrong. Seen older. Okay, I came up with 1965.
I'm much closer this time. I have 1970.
All right, and the real answer is 1955.
Oh, you win again.
Okay, well, we're both still off. Again, ranches, you know, the single family level or single level homes that have usually 3 bedrooms, 1 bath or whatever. Immediate southeast, again, newer Portland, not new Portland, but newer Portland build, constructed in that same time frame. You see a lot of ranches that single levels probably from the 50s all the way up to the 80s, and then they start to get into the larger homes. So that's why I guess the 65 being older since it was in the southeast.
Also highly desirable right now.
Yes,
very properties.
Very desirable. All right, now we're on to house number 3. Okay, got a 211, a little bit more modern. At least I think, and this is built in, I'm going to correct my answer. I'm going to say, all right, what do you come up with?
I've got 2016.
2005. Okay, let's see what the real answer is. 2008.
2008.
Okay. Why did you say 16?
Well, again, from a limited number of pictures, it's hard to tell, but it looks much more modern. Some of the finishes on the exterior, the stonework, for example, is more of a modern finish that we see in our market. So, yeah, we kind of split the difference there.
All right, let's go on to the next question. Housing market trends. So let's see how we do on this one.
Sounds good.
Average increase home prices in the U.S. in 2024. A, B, or C? This is across the U.S., so not specifically to ours. So I came up with A.
And I've got B.
All right, so let's see what the real answer is. It is B. Way to go. Congratulations.
Finally got one.
Yes, yes. Now, why did you guess B?
Well, because, we're talking average increase nationally. So there are going to be markets in which there's a large increase. We've seen that in the last few years as people tend to move away from the coast into the central part of the country. But by and large, across the country, we're seeing still strong appreciation year after year.
We have been. And the reason that I answered A is because I've been looking at a little bit more of the local market, doing a couple specific areas, and it has been coming in around 5%. So that's not true for the whole Portland metro, Vancouver area, but that's what came to my mind because of the research that I've been doing lately. So 10% is great. I mean, it's always good to know that within 1 year you have 10% equity in your home. So fantastic. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, next question. Which city, Oregon, has the highest growth in housing prices? Ooh, this is a tough one here. I came up with C, and so did you. Okay.
I also got C.
Well, let's see if either of us are right on this one. B, or C, Bend. Sorry. I've seen the B in Bend and automatically say, yay, we got it right. Again, Bend has been a very popular destination and retirement area for quite some time. Yeah. It's beautiful country if you like the high desert, if you like the snow.
Tim's right. We do see quite a bit of retirement, vacation homes, but also with the rise in telecommuting and work from home after COVID, saw a lot of people head to geographic locations that they loved and they could work from remotely. So,
well, great.
Great place to be.
It is. All right, next question. What was the median home price in Portland, Oregon at the end of 2024? I don't know. Oh, this is a multiple choice. I just wrote the answer there instead of. Okay. What did you come up with?
D. I got D.
Oh. And I did not cheat and look at yours in advance. So.
Vice versa.
All right. Let's see who has it. Again, 525,000. We both got it right. Tie. Way to go.
Yeah. And I promise we didn't have these answers.
No, we didn't. So that's pretty good. Median home price changes weekly. Sometimes just remember what median is and not the average home price. There's a difference between that. So having that continued throughout Portland, Oregon area, Portland metro area, that is pretty good. That's a pretty good price there. So next question, which Oregon coastal city saw the largest percentage increase in vacation homes in 2024? All right, I came up with B.
I've got A.
Astoria. Nice, let's see who's right. B, Newport. Wow,
yeah.
Nice. The only reason that I say Newport is because I follow a lot of the agents that are along the coast on Instagram and other areas, and I see a lot more activity in Newport than I have. I would have guessed, my second guess would have been Cannon Beach, just because it's a popular destination too. But Newport, why did you come up with that story?
I kind of went reverse psychology with this one because of the growth in Newport in the last couple of years and Cannon Beach being a perennial favorite. I kind of figured there's a large part of the population that could potentially be priced out of those areas.
True.
So I kind of went reverse psychology and went to a place that, maybe is still more on the affordable side for the average citizen who wants to have a getaway at the beach, which don't we all?
Yeah, love it. All right, great. I'm going to throw a question at you that you weren't prepared for. Why ReMax Equity Group for anybody who's looking at coming to join us?
Sure. It's a great question. There's lots of options out there in terms of brokerages, big and small, and they all have their value proposition for sure. But where I think we stand out from the crowd the most is that we are not just a real estate company brokerage. We are not just a business. We're truly a family. We take care of each other. We celebrate each other's successes and wins. We grieve with each other for the losses. We take care of each other when we're down in our personal lives or family lives, and that's different, And I think that when we take care of each other on a personal level, it translates to professional success. So
It does.
yeah, it's truly a family, and it's unlike any brokerage I've seen or experienced firsthand in the past.
It really is. I've cried on his shoulder many a time. And we've also done the happy dance.
Oh,
where
yeah.
We have the good things happen.
Lots
too.
of happy dances with this guy.
Okay, so this is the one that I always get confused with. So let me explain it to myself the first time. This is the Zestimate. So we are guessing if the home sold for higher or lower than the Zestimate. Not if the Zestimate was higher or lower. Did the home sell for higher or lower than the Zestimate? Under or over? So let's go ahead and check this one out. See how true the Zestimates are. All right, so the first one, 3-bedroom, 2 baths. It is on Southwest 53rd Street, 1626. Zestimate said 780. So O or U. Oh, you
O or U. I went with,
no, that's fine too.
I went with an up arrow.
I went with it went under the Zestimated value. So let's see. You went above,
I went above.
the Zestimate. Sold for over. Nice job.
Slightly.
790.
Yeah, and I said above primarily because, like we talked about earlier, single levels, highly sought after now, especially great school district, great area. And from the limited pictures we saw, it looked like it was pretty nicely finished.
Yeah, it did look like it was nicely finished. I just never trust Zillow. So, but being a little bit closer in, I should have probably paid a little bit more attention to that. But again, hey, I can be wrong sometimes.
You want to hear a fun fact about
Yeah.
Zestimates?
Yeah.
Did you know that the founder of Zillow sold his house in Seattle just maybe 10 years ago for 40% under what the Zestimate?
Under his own
Under his own
value?
Zestimate.
Wow, geez.
1.75 was the Zestimate. He sold for 1.05, I believe.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, see, so don't always trust those. Talk to a realtor. That's the best thing to do because he can get the true comps and they need to get in the home instead of just looking at stuff online. So let's go to the next one here. All right, 700 square foot, 1 bath condo on Nato Parkway. All righty. Shoot, and I just sold one of those not too long ago.
256.3.
All right, I came up with under. You did too.
I said under as well.
All right, let's see what happens. It sold for under 245. I'm even surprised at the 245 because that complex down there, which has a couple HOA fees. It has the McCormick Pier fee and the regular HOA fee. So I've seen a lot of, these are great for investment and income properties, by the way. They're right along the waterfront. If you're looking for a good investment property, right along the waterfront there at Nato Parkway is McCormick Pier. Perfect opportunity to get into one of those. So it did sell for under. Both of us got that one right. Another tie. Not bad. All right, this one here is on Southeast 143rd Avenue, SM236, which is, to me, I think that's Milwaukee area. 3-bed, 2 bath, 1727. No garage by the looks of it too, so we got to take that converted garage. All right, what did you come up with, Seamus?
I said over.
I said above too. So let's see what happened. And it sold for under.
Under.
Wow.
Wow, significantly
A
under.
lot under. Okay, both of us were wrong in the price too. Definitely, I would have thought if it was under, it would have been closer to
Yes.
under at 120,000. I wonder if it was distressed property or something like that.
Well, and that's again the difficult part with Zillow and with his estimate. You know, in this scenario, we had one picture to go on, and you know, Zillow is typically going to be looking at county records, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. but cannot see, just like we couldn't in this example, the interior of the home. Is it a distressed property? Is it a wreck inside? What is it back to? What is it front to? What's the surrounding area like? So a lot of factors that Zillow can't factor in, and that's why you need an expert and that human touch and a great realtor.
Exactly. You do need to get a realtor out there because, like he just mentioned, you don't know what's next door to it. There could be commercial on both sides of it. There could be something that you don't want to see across the street from it, some kind of bar or anything like that. The interior, if nobody's ever been into the interior, I rarely, if ever, come and give you a comparative market analysis without seeing the home first because I don't know what the condition is. I could come up with a range that's going to vary $400,000. If that's what you want, I can give you that. But until I see the house, I can't specifically say your home's condition and location is equal to one of these 12 homes that I'm comparing it to. So definitely, if you're thinking about ReMax or if you're thinking about a team, please reach out to either Seamus or myself. We'd love to discuss this with you. And thank you for joining us today on the Real Estate Showdown. Hope you had fun. I hope you answered some questions. I hope you learned something today. And again, stay tuned for episode 6 of the Real Estate Showdown. Thank you for watching.